first thing out of her mouth was, this is a really good team we're playing against today.
Yeah, a lot of respect going into this season for this Campbell squad. They had a great season last year, and they're looking to build upon that.
Both teams with almost identical records last season. Virginia went 15-15. Campbell 16-15 in the Big South. Virginia wins the opening tip in the white. And Campbell defending against London Clarkson, who's making her season debut today, and she starts it with a basket.
Gotta be happy if you're Clarkson, seeing your first shot going through the basket last game. We're expecting her to be out on the court, but unfortunately she was unable to with a last-minute injury.
Brittany Staves, you see at the bottom, another key part of this Campbell lineup with the ball now feeding the post. She scored 25 points in their last game against Coppin State, nearly turned it over there.
Yeah, I think that she's going to be the one you want to keep your eye on, where she's obviously capable of scoring. She had 5 of 5 from the three-point line in their last outing.
Just one of those games her coach said she'd really been in a cold streak for a long time and came flying out of it, 9 of 10 from the field overall. Nuremberg, 7 to shoot. And it is intercepted, stolen by Virginia. It's Jillian Brown immediately with the defense. Up ahead, Johnson missed the shot, rebounded by Nuremberg.
That's the defensive look that Virginia wants early on, to be on the ball high and fast.
Azuma going to work on Clarkson to the right hand. Rebound Johnson. Cavaliers more than happy to run. Johnson, Brown for 3. Rebound is bobbled and snagged by Azuma. That's a key battle because the Virginia lineup there is much taller than what the Campbell Camels are able to put together. So they have to be able to get those rebounds.
Oh, yeah. In their last game, they out-rebounded by 21. They had 6-0 total rebounds for the game.
Cooley feeds Azuma, and it's 2-2. Stabell Azuma, 13.5 points a game in the first 2 games this year for the Campbell Camels. Has to stay out of foul trouble. She is the low post presence for Campbell. Alexia Smith, a hard drive and blows right through the defense of Staves.
Lots of movement going on for this UVA offense right now. Seeing the ball go from east to west before they go north to south is always a goal for them.
And Virginia's defense showing up again. Quick outlet up to Alexia Smith. Up and under and off the side of the rim, but Virginia keeps possession. A whistle, and we've got our first foul of the game on Swinya Nuremberg. That's Gemma Nunez, pardon me, the point guard.
They had the numbers there. Alexia Smith able to grab the ball here. There's a great defense by London Clarkson, putting her body on the line, and Alexia gets down and is not able to finish, but the quick hop step there.
That into Clarkson. She's got the advantage against Nuremberg in size, but can't put the ball in the hoop. Good defense by Swinya Nuremberg. Gemma Nunez, the lone underclassman in this starting lineup for Campbell. Now Tooley. Nuremberg can hit that shot, but she'll take it to the basket, trying to find a pass. Active hands for Virginia, and nearly another steal, but the foul is called on Camryn Taylor.
Early foul call there on Camryn Taylor, but offensively for Campbell, you can see their emphasis on wanting to get into the paint before they just settle for three-pointers.
The problem the Cavaliers had in the last game, nearly over the top of Gemma Nunez. As Coach Mock said, just jacking up threes. Virginia going to look for a bit more of a nuanced approach because this Campbell team's great defensively. Open 3 for Staves. And she's still hot. She's got it.
Knockdown shot for Staves. Defensively there, Virginia not able to keep up with the shooters as guards were moving around the perimeter.
Feed into the post. Gemma Nunez got to the ball first, but we had a foul call before then. It's just a defensive breakdown.
Yeah, you take a look here. You have 2 defenders running from inside the paint to try to contest, and it's just way too late.
You think the first thing on the scouting report is Staves was perfect from beyond the arc in the last game. Camryn Taylor all the way to the basket. Azuma forces her to pick up her dribble. Taylor to the left. Missed it again. Cavaliers unable to make those tight baskets in close. And now Staves open again. Finally misses.
Well, we talked about the defense there for Campbell, one of the best defenses in the country last season. And you can see how hard they are making it for Virginia to be able to get a good-looking shot.
Now trying to move quickly, Nuremberg. Thule. Cut to the basket, and Virginia's defense trying to make life tough, but Azuma's found the ball. Thule can hit that shot, and she does. It's Campbell 8-4 early.
Campbell's getting comfortable around that three-point line, and that's not exactly what you want if you are a UVA player right now. High hands and definitely moving out there as soon as the ball swings. But right now, defensively, they're just missing assignments.
Johnson for the answer. Everything but down, and the fight for the rebound, it's going Campbell's way. This defense, though, from Campbell, protecting the basket's been fantastic, but the real key for them is going to be scoring enough points to win, and they're doing that.
Inside, outside game. Izuma is such a heavy hitter down there in the paint, and she's collapsing this Virginia defense right now and allowing their shooters to just get wide open shots.
You might have noticed the pregame that Thule, a career 57% three-point shooter. That is not in a small sample size, right? That's tremendous shooting ability. Izuma to the right hand, and she's got two more.
Izuma making her presence known down low. Last game, she went 4 for 6 down low, so she is efficient when she's able to get the shots that she's looking for. But that assist that she has so far in her game could be the highlight for Campbell tonight.
Nguyen trying to drive through the defense, but it's an offensive foul on the freshman from Sweden. Thule, the sixth-year defending, just outfoxed the youngster.
We cannot be great unless we are also good.
And to be good.
And already has 2 assists in the first 5 minutes in Charlottesville tonight, getting a quick breather on the bench. Both these teams very willing to go deep into their bench, 8, 9, 10 deep. And now we get a spot-up jumper from Sarah Hammock-Fitzgerald, who's been on the court for all of 10 seconds off the back of the rim. Alexia Smith, quick transition three, and she's got one.
At this point in the season, you want to use that depth, and that is why you want to get fresh legs in and out so they're able to knock down these shots like Alexia just did.
You get the feeling Alexia Smith could always run for days. That's her first 3 of the year. Thule. Mismatch with Clarkson. Low by Nuremberg. Feeding baseline. Fuller. Thule, 3 to shoot, has to go for it. Missed it. Offensive rebound and a miss by Hammock-Fitzgerald.
And that's one you just want to see go down, but great way to scramble for the Virginia defense to close out on these shooters.
McGee. Yonta Vaughn, who had a career-high 8 assists in the first game of the season. Clarkson, who didn't play in that game, is fouled by Hammock-Fitzgerald and will go to the free throw line. This is a part of her game Alexia Smith's been trying to add. She's never been a great three-point shooter, but she made this one look easy.
Coming down in transition, no one stops you. And if you know Coach Mock, she's going to be yelling, shoot that ball. Alexia Smith just knocks it down. Didn't make any of her threes in the last game, so I'm sure there was an attention to detail coming into this game, just being more confident with the shot.
First one down for London Clarkson. A career 63% free throw shooter. Got them both. Clarkson was just about to start the opening game of the season, which she, of course, didn't play in. Tweaked something in the warm-ups. Kind of threw off Virginia's rotation.
Yeah, don't hear about that too often. But the ability for them to adapt in a last-minute injury like that was a positive sign for sure.
Vaughn feeding Clarkson again, and she's bumped by Hammock-Fitzgerald, who's picked up 2 fouls in the blink of an eye.
Campbell foul on number 10, Sarah Hammock-Fitzgerald, her second.
And that'll do it for her spell on the floor.
You can see the last 2 times down the court, this Virginia squad is trying to push and trying to get right there in the basket. There you see the foul. Clarkson wasn't even able to go up for a layup, but the attention to pushing the pace has been so evident early on.
Camryn Taylor hits the turnaround, and Virginia takes the lead. Cavaliers going on a quick run when Azuma was off the floor, and now Camryn Taylor able to score over the top of Christabel Azuma. Staves. That's Thule. Forced to pick up the dribble. Active defense from Virginia, and it goes all the way into the post with Azuma, who's tied up by London Clarkson. Arrow keeps it with Campbell.
Ball possession arrow in favor of Campbell.
Talk about game plans, Zealand. I mean, London Clarkson is doing her best job against Azuma down low. The ball has gone in a few times, but her ability to really use her feet to carve out space and get around her to get a hand on those passes is disrupting what Campbell wants to do.
Oh, how about this steal by McGee? Almost off the fingertips and out of bounds.
Let's take another look at that steal again. You see Clarkson kind of in the middle there, but she's not fighting with her body. She's moving her feet and getting around and getting her hand in that passing lane.
Thule had to try and get it up quick. She was blocked. No possession before the shot clock expires, so it is a shot clock violation for the Virginia defense. It's clear that there wasn't serious concern about whatever London Clarkson did tweak in the warm-ups before the opening game against Maryland Eastern Shore when we were talking to Coach Mox about it. But it's good to see that's not affecting her at all, moving very well on defense and offensively. She's been an impact player on the inside. Johnson, quick pull-up, got it.
Kymora Johnson.
Good read there for the young buck, seeing that she didn't have the drive, but the pull-up was in her favor.
Part of the 13th best recruiting class in the country that Virginia was able to put together coming into this season. Thule trying to feed the post. Azuma couldn't keep it alive. That's a turnover for Campbell. Just a real feeling after that media timeout halfway through this first quarter that the momentum has completely flipped. Virginia's found itself.
Oh, yeah, and we've talked to Coach Mox even about the slow start that they've seemed to have last year and, the first game as well. Just a lot of different moving parts, she says. But it's not stopping them from doing what they like to do, which is going downhill and scoring, as Kymora was able to do just then.
Kymora Johnson can flat out shoot the basketball, finding space, bottoms. Scoring cures all ills, but this experienced Campbell team is turning the ball over at a pretty rapid rate here. Another careless turnover, and you'd love to be able to credit the defense if you're Coach Mox, but if you're Coach Fisher, you're just sitting there going, how is this experienced team throwing that ball straight out of bounds?
Yeah, unforced turnovers is not how you want to start the game. However, being able to sit down and play defense rather than have leakouts is something that you want to hope for.
Yonta Vaughn with a pull-up three. Rebound to Zuma. Back of the hands of Nunez. Trying to play 4 out, 1 in and use Virginia's size against him. Azuma able to get one-on-one moves, but just can't put it away. Kymora Johnson wasting absolutely no time to the left hand. That was fancy.
No numbers, no problem for Johnson.
6 points for Kymora Johnson, the first year for UVA, making an immediate impact, and scoring just cures all ills. That's the #1 ill for Coach Ronnie Fisher. He was so happy with the way this game started, and yet somehow still in the first quarter it seems to have flipped completely. Virginia on a 13-0 run right now.
Oh, yeah, and it starts with their intensity on defense. And they might not be getting leakouts and wide open fast breaks every time down the court, but just being able to see that the defense is back, but they're not set. Kymora Johnson was able to use her speed to get by.
The savvy drive by Jimma Nunez draws the foul on Johnson.
Third Cavalier team foul.
Nunez, a player that Coach Fisher could not speak more highly of, growing into her role as a kind of coach on the floor in her second year. Coming across the Atlantic from Spain. They needed a late recruit, and they heard from their contacts in Spain there might be a special one there. Good feed, missed the shot. Azuma back out. Nunez for three, missed it. Battle for the rebound, and it's going to stay with Campbell again. They're doing a decent job on the boards, the Campbell Camels. That was a concern for them coming in.
Yeah, leading the game right now in rebounds over Virginia, but just not able to grab their hands on the ball.
Good defense by McGee.
Speaking of newcomers, Olivia McGee is one of the freshmen right out of Louisa, Virginia, able to make her presence known off the bench today.
Had 12 points and 7 rebounds off the bench against Maryland Eastern Shore. Tough to get it in again. They do. Quick baseline drive opens up the jumper, but it's off the back of the iron. Fight for the rebound, and again, it's deflected out of bounds. Nobody seems to be able to grab the ball on these rebounds, and that speaks to the amount of competition from Christabel Azuma battling for those.
Oh yeah, the energy is high down there between Azuma, London Clarkson, Taylor. I mean, they're all just going so hard for the ball that they just can't put their hands on it yet.
Long J from Taylor, rebounded by Nuremberg. Here comes Nunez. Able to hold for the last shot of the half. Nunez looking to go at about 7. Boone, quick pull up, missed it. Maybe a chance for a full court heave for Yanta Vaughn, but it's disrupted. And the first quarter comes to an end on a 13-0 Virginia run to take a 7-point lead over Campbell, and a big part of that, Kymora.
And there's been so much change over the past couple years, and to be able to expect impact from all 3 of those new faces has been wonderful.
Quick feed, Camryn Taylor, the footwork, missed the shot. Azuma the rebound. And all 3 have already played in the opening quarter of this game as we start the second quarter. Virginia 17, Campbell 10. The Campbell Camels jumped out to a 10-4 lead, but have not scored in quite a while, over 5 minutes now. Long 3-ball, just missed it. Fuller. Offensive rebound again for Campbell.
And those offensive rebound was something that Coach Fisher talked about. Those long shots, having their post players, Virginia's post players, play out will limit their rebounds.
And if they could make a few shots, they'd be back in this game. A couple of open looks that Campbell's not able to take advantage of. Now Alexia Smith. Virginia looking to run, and that's a weakness that Campbell has. Virginia is the faster team at almost every position. Johnson. Taylor, long jumper.
Nice shot for Taylor there from the free throw line, and you saw Olivia McGee, the newcomer, down low. A different look for Camryn Taylor to just be able to space out her game is going to help down the road.
Boy, if she can hit that shot consistently, she is going to be near impossible to defend this season. Azuma working on Taylor. Gets to the right hand again, but just hasn't been able to make that shot consistently. Brown slashing through the lane. You can see all of Virginia's guards, too. When they get the ball in the open floor, their first thought is, how can I get to the rim?
Oh, yeah, and everyone else is like, how can I space out? Give them space to work.
Cooley, the excellent shooter for Campbell, checking back in. Going to get Audrey Fuller. Fuller really one of the players that can keep up with Virginia, but Nunez doing a decent job with the takeaway and going coast to coast for Campbell's first bucket in near 7 minutes.
Nunez is one of those swifty players that's able to get into passing lanes, use her speed, and also play wherever Coach Fisher needs her.
Brown inside. Taylor trying to get the left hand, but turned into traffic, draws the foul. And we'll head to the free throw line.
Taylor against Azuma in the paint is something that you want to keep an eye on. They are both competitors at nature, and then you see both of them kind of getting uncomfortable by each other's defenses right now. But Camryn Taylor able to land herself on the free throw line to get some points.
This is the first foul on Azuma, which is an important thing to watch. She is somebody that can be prone to foul trouble and has been key to Campbell's efforts so far. Later today, don't miss a women's college basketball triple header on ACC Network. Action tips off with number 17 Louisville hosting DePaul at 4 Eastern. followed by Davidson taking on number 16 North Carolina. Cap off the evening with Team USA facing Duke in an exhibition contest. All that ACC Network. Very busy time at ACC Network with the football season and the fall sports coming to a close and basketball season underway, men's and women's, catching some of the headlines.
Yeah. There's certainly something to watch, Zealand.
Well, November just might be the best sports month out of the entire year. Another turnover for Campbell. That's 6 for the Campbell Camels. Had a positive turnover margin through their first 2 games, but it is anything but positive today.
Yeah, Virginia's known for making you kind of work for that. You're going to put some points on in the basket when they turn you over.
Offensive foul on Kymora Johnson. Just went right over Nunez, and this is a key matchup in this game for Campbell, especially if it's going to be able to come back. Jimma Nunez has to win the battle with Kymora Johnson. She didn't win it in the first quarter, but she is a competitor that can get stuck into it, and she's drawn a couple fouls now on Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, it says a lot. Wasn't able to play a lot or see a lot of playing time last season, but is able to be reliable. I mean, she played 30 minutes in their last outing.
Never get a higher compliment to a point guard than when a coach says they're an extension of them on the floor, and that's what Coach Fisher says about Nunez. Bucket by Azuma. A lot of contact, but no foul. It was all clean, and Azuma has 6. Vaughn. Drive from Clarkson opens up the 3. Jillian Brown missed it. Rebound Staves. Nunez. Now it's Campbell looking to run. Swinya Nuremberg gets into a low position, but finds herself in a world of trouble and is tied up by Virginia. The arrow stays with the Camels.
What about both these teams? They get on the ball for these loose balls, but here's a pick and roll. And she just catches a defender shorter than her and is able to rise above it and score the basket.
Azuma's made half the shots Campbell's made in this entire game, and she's got the ball down low again. Azuma through traffic and 1.
Tough basket there. They are not going to go away from Azuma, and she is ready for it all. All the defenders are coming towards her, and she just powers through, right through Camryn Taylor's arms, who was trying to go for the steal, but should have just had her arm straight up.
That is the second foul on Camryn Taylor, which means we are going to see more of Odessa Noyen, the first year for Virginia. Now checking in opposite London Clarkson in the low post spot, gets the rebound on the missed free throw. Certain feeling coming into this game with a matchup between Taylor and Azuma down low that it was a race to see who would get in foul trouble first, and the answer is Camryn Taylor. Clarkson up and under. Look at that move, but she missed it. It will go to Campbell. That looked like it might have been off the Campbell Camels last. Noyen was surprised, but call made. Here we go. 21-16 with 6:25 to go in the first half. And Campbell is just hanging around. It looked like Virginia might pull away for a little bit, but not against a team with this kind of experience. Not yet. Staves has won 3 ball in this game, scored 25 points in their last outing. Now Noyen trying to defend Azuma. Azuma gets the right hand. Good defense. Foul. Foul was called. A bump down low by Odessa Noyen.
Yeah, that Virginia pinch, not too happy about that one. But you're right, this Campbell team isn't going away. And part of that is just because Virginia's lackadaisical effort when the ball gets inside. You saw that first quarter, they were all over her with their arms straight up and down. And now they're trying to reach in and get the ball out before she can even go up for a layup.
Just a 47% career free throw shooter, though. 0 for 1 today, now 0 for 2. Friday, we have 2 featured ACC men's basketball matchups for you to check out. First, Bucknell takes on number 2 Duke in Durham at 6 Eastern. Then UC Riverside is in Chapel Hill to face number 19 North Carolina at 8 Eastern. Catch all the action on ACC Network and the app. So there are your Friday plans. Always the beginning of a basketball season just feels almost weird that basketball's already back. That's what we're talking about again. Everybody's playing. Optimism in every program. A lot of optimism around this Virginia program. Campbell with the move to a new conference, a new beginning for them as well. Alexia Smith. Oh, that's a brilliant drive.
Tough shot for Alexia. I mean, the patience that she had with the ball in her hands to not over dribble or do too many moves, but just allow the defense to get lax before she rose up for her shot.
Zuma getting another touch. Nunez draws two defenders. Baseline, wide open three for Swinya Nuremberg, and she'll hit that more than she'll miss it.
Oh, yeah. She had one of two, I'm sorry, in her last game, and so you don't want to leave her wide open, but there the help was coming over to disrupt the drive.
Lauterbach, and she traveled with it on her first touch. Alexia Smith wasn't a big scorer last year, but she has that potential. And this...
My boy, what you doing?
I'm locking in my prize.
A learning lesson, win, lose, or draw.
And she has one thing this year that she didn't have last year, which is depth. A lot of depth. Another turnover for Campbell trying to feed the post. But Virginia now has, she said it yesterday, 9 players that she thinks could start for this team when everybody is healthy. That's remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, the injuries, right? Talk about the injuries. You never know when they're going to happen, but being able to adapt, being able to just next player up mentality and be able to rely on them too. That's huge this point for Virginia.
That's her first personal fouls. Third,
Yanta Vaughn able to draw the foul on the drive to the basket on the floor, so we'll play this out underneath. Virginia with a 3-point lead is led by as much as 9. Emma Nunez has really been stuck into the task of defending. Clearly, Coach Fisher has set her to try and shut down Virginia's ball handlers. Foul ended up on Swinya Nuremberg, so no more foul trouble for Izuma in particular. Feed into Clarkson. Excellent threaded pass, and London Clarkson's going to go to the line again. She keeps drawing fouls, just battling inside.
Great pass by Yanta, man. I mean, we talked to Coach Mox about the growth that she has seen in Yanta, her patience here, coming off the screen and just weaving the pass through just in time before a defender could get a hand on it.
That is the second foul on Swinya Nuremberg as well. He is going to stay on the floor for now. London Clarkson playing her first game of the season. Got injured in the warm-ups before the game against Maryland Eastern Shore. She has made a good debut of it, but there's still a whole host of players for Virginia that are not on the floor. But they should be coming back soon. But everybody but Mira McLean should be back in the next couple of weeks, and then this Virginia team could really kick it up another level.
Oh, yeah, kind of get that camaraderie going on the court. Coach Mox talks about how much time they spend together off the court, but these names, Mira McLean, Sam Brunel, big numbers for this squad last year, and it's just going to take some time to get them all going together.
Clarkson, a wild shot, missed it. Campbell turned it over again. While we were talking about Virginia's injuries, it was forced by Jillian Brown, who continues to play excellent defense. Staves hits her second three, and that's a timeout. Virginia, as wild as Campbell's been with the ball, the Camels, they're only down 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Virginia has only made 2 buckets in this quarter. And Campbell just coming down and surveying the options. No one gets out the Staves, the one who made 5 of 5 threes in their last outing, and she continues to knock them down in JPJ today.
She's 2 for 3 in this game. Certainly not going to be afraid to shoot it when you shot it that well in your last hit. That game was on Thursday, too. It was not long ago against Coppin State. And it was a tight game for 3 quarters. Then Campbell switched up its defense, which is something we're expecting to see at some point in this game, and was able to pull away in the 4th. Now, Virginia played Campbell last year and started slow, but then scored 40 points in the second half and ended up winning comfortably. We might be watching that on replay as well. What the Cavaliers will be hoping for, but the first attempt to pull away from Campbell has not been successful.
Can never get too comfortable with this Campbell squad. You see their defense even changing up right here.
Smith missed it. Battle for the rebound. Kicks to Brown, and she's got 2.
Jillian Brown, she is a workhorse on those boards. She does not let up.
Nunez, who's certainly improved her play in the second quarter, assists, drawing fouls, all the good stuff. And Gianni Boone with a very comfortable looking pull-up J. That's her first bucket of the game to cut the lead back to 2. Vaughn, oh, what a dish to Brown. How about that back cut?
Beautiful, beautiful play there from Vaughn to Brown, just setting up her defender on the wing to do a smooth up and under at the basket.
Vaughn, her second assist of the game, had a career-high 8 assists in the first game of the season. She's going to try and top it today. Azuma with the quick answer.
Yeah, going up against Taylor Lauterbach. Her height is there, but she was just a little too late to the step through from Azuma.
Lauterbach at 6'7". That is a height that's very difficult to deal with for Campbell. They don't go above 6'3" on the roster. Vaughn in towards Lawson, and it's a Virginia turnover. Just an ugly possession all around for the Cavaliers.
Checking in for Virginia, number 0, Alexia McGee. Replacing number 41, Taylor.
Vaughn wants you to forget about that last one, because look at what she did just a minute ago, weaving those passes right through defenders to put her teammates in a good position to score. That's the sophomore Vaughn that coach talks so much about.
Definitely an excellent pass first guard and a great changeup from Kymora Johnson, who she can make plays, but she is a scoring guard with the ball in her hands. Over the top of Brown. That's, oh my goodness, another and 1 for Azuma.
We saw it from the first possession. Campbell getting it into their big girl, and she is available here against the shorter Jillian Brown, right up and over, and stays strong to finish with the and 1.
And this is a stat you'd scarcely believe, but Campbell's now made 8 straight shots in this game, including that last one. But Azuma's free throw struggles continue. She's now 1 for 4 at the line, so the game stays tied. And Virginia has found itself in a bit of a fight here in the second quarter. Had a 7-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Defender falls down. Brown from deep. And it's Campbell basketball. Very, very, very important 100 seconds left in this first half now.
Oh yeah, smart shots is Virginia's MO at this point. Wanting to take smarter shots and use that clock.
Quick move to the basket, a defensive breakdown. And Gianni Boone has 4 points here late in the second quarter.
Gianni Boone coming off the bench. She is that versatile player that Coach Fisher gets so excited about. Gets the ball on the rim and is just so aggressive.
McGee blocked by Boone. She's come out of nowhere to take over the game. Boone to the basket, missed the shot, but it stays with Campbell. Tooley, no look pass. Nunez is open. She's got it. What a run from Campbell. Timeout, Coach Mox. Camels lead by 5.
Taking advantage of Virginia's shortcomings is exactly what Campbell's doing right now. From the shooting, from their defense, just making everything go against them right now.
What a block by Gianni Boone. She couldn't finish the play off, but Campbell had to be tenacious rebounding. They knew height was going to be a problem. They've been tenacious rebounding, and they've been getting open threes because of it.
Just a step too slow. Virginia has been throughout this second quarter. The first quarter, they were on their toes, but after some foul calls that have led their best defenders to the bench, they're a step too slow for this Campbell team, who's knocking down everything right about now.
We already knew about Camryn Taylor and Kymora Johnson. Odessa Noyens also on 2 fouls. Won't play until the second half, so Virginia's in some very serious foul trouble. 3 players with 2 fouls, and that's showing on the offensive end as well. Katie Pauley needed that one, missed it. He is a lethal 3-point shooter. Still trying to find her form in college in her second year, but Campbell has the ball, up 5 in Charlottesville.
Yeah, point paints win. That would have been a great time for London Clarkson to repost and try to get another look inside the paint. She's done so well there today.
Nunez splits the double team, and I believe there was a whistle.
Virginia foul on 23.
It is a foul.
That's her first personal foul, 5th Cavalier team foul.
And Campbell's in the bonus. So Jimma Nunez will have an opportunity at the free throw line. Foul was called on Alexia Smith. First one down. Friday's ACC PM with Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum will get you ready for another full college football Saturday, Friday at 4 Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. An offensive rebound again from Campbell. But the Camels, they are absolutely on a roll. 6th offensive rebound. Sorry, Packer and Tannenbaum, you got to wait. The Camels are making some plays out here. They can hold almost to the last shot. That's an ugly one from Thule, and Virginia can try and set something up with 5 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, coming into this game, Campbell knew that Virginia was aggressive on the boards. However, in this game, they have 21 rebounds heading into the half.
And that half, the score is locked in. 35-29 Campbell, 21-14 in the rebounds. Now 22-14.
Able to finish it off at the free throw line, and that would be the next step for this Campbell squad.
Second half underway. Virginia getting the ball to start. And the Cavaliers down 6 at home on a winning streak in the non-conference longer than a year. Went 11-0 in non-conference play last year. Coach Mox has won every non-conference game she's coached with Virginia. Rebound by Smith. Johnson thought about it, thought better of it, and a player is down.
Injury there on the other side where we saw Alexia come in for that rebound. Looked like she came out of nowhere.
That's Jimma Nunez, the very important point guard for this team. Emerged as a difference maker in this game in the second quarter, and Coach Fisher out to make sure she's all right. We'll see if she's able to have an impact on this game moving forward, but if she is not available, that is a big blow. That's the coach on the floor for Campbell. It's the best look we have at it. Oh, it looks like she might have just gotten hit by the leg of Alexia Smith on the way by. It's hard to know for sure.
Yeah.
We reset, 20 on the shot clock. Taylor loving that jump shot today. Rebound Lawson, and she was fouled while grabbing it. London Clarkson with another foul drawn. That's been her specialty in this game.
Oh, yeah, just going after those boards hard. Whether or not the defender is on them, she's just been going right above them.
Taylor again from the mid-range, and she gets it going, 35-31.
We talked about Taylor expanding her game, and being able to knock down those shots is only going to make it harder for her defenders, and even her willingness to take back-to-back shots is a big sign.
Get the ball inside, and we have another foul. This time it goes in favor of Campbell, and it's Azuma that's drawn it.
In the first half, we saw Azuma just posting up for those baskets, and now we see a bit of a screen up for her to get a wide open look at that basket down low, and that's exactly what Campbell's going to want to do at this point in the game.
First free throw is good. Shoots under 50% for her career at the line. 2 for 5 in this game. Right on average, but the battle for the rebound, and it's Nuremberg that drops to it first, but jump ball called, and the ball stays at this end of the floor.
That's the second time I believe we've seen Campbell come up with offensive rebound off of a free throw at that. Not a good sign there for Virginia. I remember when we were playing, we had specific assignments on the free throw of exactly where we were supposed to be hitting for our box outs, and that's the second time this game we've been able to see that.
It's the first thing Coach Fisher said was their size is a concern, but Campbell is winning this game because it just has out-rebounded Virginia. The initial plan for Campbell was to try and compensate for their height by spreading them out, but a turnover again for Campbell. That's been the Achilles heel, and here comes Brown, quick to Taylor, and she misses another mid-range jumper. It stays with Virginia. London Clarkson able to battle for it.
Yeah, London Clarkson making a pretty big presence there. Only 6 points in this game, but she has been on the boards or in somewhat of a play when the ball's coming off of the rim to kind of keep balls alive.
Sharp passing. Camryn Taylor has 8 points. Sharp drive and a foul. She is not shy attacking the basket.
That's her third personal foul.
Oh no, as soon as she gets the ball, she's oftentimes looking to get into the paint and seeing how she can score the ball. And here, she's able to land herself on the free throw line.
It's the third foul on Swinya Nuremberg, the graduate student, who has a wealth of experience, but will now have to be careful or have to come out of the game. Taylor hits the first free throw. Good shooter, 70% on her career. Had a massive game against Maryland Eastern Shore to open Virginia's season. Scored 22 points, got 9 rebounds. Got the lead to 3. Fuller flying ahead. A tremendous athlete for Campbell, the player that can really run by anyone, no matter who Campbell's playing, but she hasn't really been involved so far. Staves on the drive. Missed the shot. Rebound Nuremberg, who did stay out there with the 3 fouls. And now Staves is open. She's got it. 3 for 4 from downtown for Staves. It's safe to say her early season slump is very gone.
Oh yeah, this is a whole new avenue and venue for her now. She is excited about that 3-point shot.
Oh, and Brown just loves a back cut. Everybody's playing the hits now. That's the second time she's done that in this game. Fuller looking to run again. Blow by move, but the pass was too hot to handle. Stays with Campbell.
Yeah, getting back into their rhythm, Campbell is. Virginia had to scramble, and Campbell just passed it around until they're wide open. Staves for the knockdown 3.
I know we haven't said her name a lot, but that was Shai Tooley's 7th assist. She hasn't done the scoring that we expected, but she's been a playmaker, and she finds Fuller, who hits the 3. 8th assist for Tooley. Campbell leads by 7.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Tooley. She's an upperclassman. She knows that there are going to be waves in the game where she's going to be asked to score and other times where she's going to be asked to facilitate. And today, she's doing a great job of balancing that.
Taylor trying to take over, but the defense stifling from Campbell. This is a tremendous top 25 defense in the country, and that's a turnover for Audrey Fuller that she would really want to have back. The explosive Aussie just she moves so fast that it feels sometimes like her body's ahead of her brain almost.
Yeah, that definitely happens as a player. You see something before your body can actually react to it, and then you oftentimes end up making a mistake.
That was precarious for Johnson, but inbound executed. Sharp pass to Clarkson. What a play by Shai Tooley. She's doing it all over the floor. Nunez, Fuller, Tooley, guarded by Smith. They've got the 4-out, 1-in set up. They've been getting the ball to Azuma in this situation in the past. Staves. Turnover. Another turnover for Campbell. And it's Kymora Johnson. Loves to go coast to coast in this situation, but she missed it. Ball last off Shai Tooley. Stays with Virginia.
Yeah, not enough movement down there for Campbell's offense. They were looking to just penetrate and kick out, but they hadn't disrupted the defense or what defense was set out to do. And it was a great advantage there for Virginia defense to get something going in transition.
Johnson trying to go at Nunez again. Good defense, but better offense. What a shot, Kymora Johnson.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts about this Virginia offense is that if you miss a shot, no one's telling you not to shoot again. They are going right back at it.
Here's Tooley stepping back. A tremendous scorer when she gets it going, but discretion the better part of valor. Turnover nearly for Azuma. Last off Clarkson. It will stay here. Virginia's going to need a little bit more of this from Kymora Johnson down the stretch.
Oh, yeah, just reading the defense. Baseline's cut off, spin move, and high release there over the defender.
In to shoot for Campbell, up 5. Nunez has hit it already in this game, but she missed this one. Foul away from the ball. And it looks like they're going to get Sarah Hammock-Fitzgerald, who picked up 2 fouls in about a minute and a half in the first half.
For Virginia, number 12.
There seems to be a magnet for fouls today. Both teams have picked up their fair share. Odessa Noyan coming back in after first half foul trouble. He has 2. Clarkson will get a breather. Virginia's employing the full court turnover machine now, as Campbell's got the ball back, up 5. Fuller. Staves. They'll tend to shoot, but Noah Zuma on the floor as a focal point. Staves for 3. Missed it. Now 3 for 5 from downtown. Smith looking to run. Alexia Smith all the way to the rack. Missed it, but she was fouled.
Yeah, good read there for Alexia. She noticed that there was a lot of space in the paint and just taking advantage of it.
At the line for your Cavaliers, number 23.
Right into the body of Shai Tooley. The speed advantage is there for Virginia. We saw that in play in the first quarter when Virginia took a 7-point lead into the end of it. Alexia Smith misses the first free throw. Later today, don't miss a women's college basketball triple header on ACC Network. Action tips off with number 17 Louisville hosting DePaul at 4 Eastern, followed by Davidson taking on number 16 North Carolina. Then you can cap off the evening with Team USA facing Duke in an exhibition game. A busy slate for your evening pleasure.
Yeah, this third quarter for Virginia, they have really been turning the ball over, and it doesn't hit the same just because Campbell isn't scoring immediately after that, but they're giving Campbell open possessions, or free possessions, you should say, to be able to run their stuff.
Oh, and now it's just a wayward turnover from Campbell. We saw some of that in the first quarter. And it's been a frustrating game, I think, for both coaches. I don't think either coach would be particularly happy with the way that their team has played in all aspects of the game. But here we are.
Yeah, we've seen them really stick to assignments, and then other times we've seen them completely flop on assignments. And so just the consistency at this point in this game.
Brown, tough drive, missed the shot, tie up on the rebound, and it's a jump ball. Arrow favors Virginia. Camryn Taylor mixing it up with Nunez and Boone. And that's a bit of a product of it being very early in the season, and particularly for Virginia. You have 4 players out with an injury. London Clarkson getting her season debut after missing the opening game with an injury. Brown missed the shot. And the injured players are nearly all of them, presumptive starters for this Virginia team as well. So it's a different looking team than it will be in February or March. Brown fouled. On Eastern Shore, while not shooting the ball at a scorching rate. It's a Virginia team that can definitely score and score quickly. Brown trying to score immediately at the line, and she's put both down. So it's a 2-point lead for Campbell with 15 minutes left in regulation. Just something to be wary of as well if you're Virginia. That Campbell does have a zone it can go to that it went to in the fourth quarter against Coppin State, but it's Virginia's defense making the play. McGee, the first year, with the steal, and she is fouled.
Great way to just make a difference there off the bench. Olivia McGee has been coming in and always doing something positive to change the momentum for Virginia.
She has had as much of an impact in this game as she did against Maryland Eastern Shore. And that was a point of emphasis for Coach Ronnie Fisher. He said when we talked to him that Olivia McGee off the bench was a player he was really worried about matching up with, but he wanted to try and use his experienced players to shut her down. And she has not scored yet in this game. A chance to change that right now after a very impressive 12 points on 4 of 8 shooting against UMES.
Yeah, I believe Olivia, the needs for Olivia were different in that game as well. We have a healthy London Clarkson coming, who started in this game today, and so her responsibilities have changed. But the fact that she hasn't dimmed her execution since she's been on the court is also a good sign.
And hits 2 big free throws to tie the game up. Nunez, baseline, long pass, got it to Tooley. The energy in John Paul Jones has been raised. Nunez gets feet in the paint. Kick out. Tooley. Stolen. Passing lane jumped by Odessa Noyen. Coast to coast. But she missed the shot. Rebound Brown. Swatted. And collected by Campbell. But in the chaos, it's McGee for 3. But she missed it. And now it's Campbell with the rebound. What a 30 seconds of basketball and a foul on Brown.
I mean, talk about getting after these 50-50 balls. Coach Mox talked about it. This is something that they count, and Campbell was right there with them, fighting tooth and nail to try to get that ball from going out of bounds.
This has just turned into a really tremendous game, full effort. Campbell, it's defense keeping it in the game, but you got to score points eventually, as we're about to pass the 4-minute mark without any points for the Camels. Staves. A player with the quality to change that, but she missed, and Noyen gets a sound rebound. Johnson attacking Nunez. Coach Mox trying to get Virginia into its offense. Back half of the shot clock. Inside Taylor, tied up, gets it up. And it's jump ball. Jump ball before the shot.
Toole brought her hands in there right before that second attempt of Taylor. But it seems so short, I mean.
Campbell basketball checking in for the Camels, number 10.
Well, Taylor leaves her feet. That could be a travel if Tooley's not contacted the ball, and it didn't look like she knocked it free of her hands. So it's a tough call, obviously, for Camryn Taylor, but I can see how the official got there.
Yeah.
And this game has been a perfect example of why Coach Mox said this is a very good team we're playing against. Had a ton of respect for Campbell's program, for Coach Fisher, and knew this was going to be a test for a Virginia team that is missing a couple of key players. And now we've gotten word that Coach Ronnie Fisher is asking for a review, and he seems at least highly conversational. Now, what could he be upset about?
Yeah, maybe it is the travel that he's asking about. But if
it could be Taylor, who does not shy away from contact, going straight into Shai Tooley.
And displacing her, yeah.
And we're going to have some.
Greatness is a feeling.
Huge difference. It would have been Camryn Taylor's 3rd foul. Right now she's sitting at 2, which is comfortable late in the 3rd. Nunez has Tooley. Big 3. Missed it. Rebound Noyen.
Man, that pass from the opposite side of her head.
Good looking distribution from Nunez, who's grown into this game and shown why she's getting a lot of trust from her coach in the 2nd year. Johnson all the way to the right hand, and she scores it by Nunez.
Easy peasy, straight down the lane. All of the offense was going to one side of the court, and Kymora Johnson just took the opportunity to go right down the lane.
Virginia's 2nd double-digit scorer. She joins Camryn Taylor at 10. Deep 3 ball to answer, missed. And it's Johnson with the rebound. Quick opening for Brown. Big 3 and a big 30 seconds for Virginia. 5 points and a 5-point lead. That was McGee with the knockdown 3. And it's a timeout for Campbell.
Looking very similar to the last outing we saw of Virginia. Back-to-back shots. One getting into the paint, and then the second one knocked down 3 and transition. Campbell took 2 quick shots on their last possession.
That's more like it for Olivia McGee as well. With Kymora Johnson, you can see why they missed her in the 2nd quarter with foul trouble. Just a difference maker, scoring and passing.
Oh yeah, lighting it up with her other newbie, coming down the lane. Nobody is stopping her. Nobody is thinking. Olivia McGee from that three-point, but she was able to do so in their last outing. And right now, it's very evident that she is willing to take those shots late in this game.
Virginia right now on a 12-0 run as Campbell has continued to struggle to score. For over 5 minutes now, they have not scored a point. Just 7 points in the third quarter, while Virginia has scored 18 points in the third quarter. It's already Virginia's highest scoring quarter of the game.
Well, they've been taking turns, 1 quarter each, to kind of get going offensively. But that tells you that both of these teams defensively are trying to impact the game, trying to change up what their opponent wants to do.
Swinya Nuremberg trying to take Taylor to the basket. Comes up short. Brown, coast to coast, through the crowd. Missed it, but was fouled.
And you look at this Virginia squad, there have been multiple times where a offensive player or a guard even has been going directly at 2 defenders in transition, and they're not afraid to get it all the way to the basket. That tells you a lot about the type of offense and the type of pace that Coach Mox wants her players playing at.
Brown hits the free throw. She had a perfect 5 for 5 night at the line against Maryland Eastern Shore. That was the 4th foul against Sarah Hammock-Fitzgerald, by the way. So Azuma very quickly back in. Hammock-Fitzgerald has not been able to give Azuma a very big rest. She has 4 fouls in just 4 minutes on the floor. The 6'3" bench player for Campbell. So Azuma might start to get tired in the 4th as a result of that. Here she is with the ball in the post. And that was last off Campbell. She was looking for the foul, but it was tied up by Camryn Taylor, and it was clean defense.
Man, that was like a double team, triple team type of situation there on Azuma there, and that is why Campbell wants her in the game, to pull defenders off of other players. That time, though, she couldn't get it back out.
Campbell is +4 with Azuma on the floor, and in the brief time she hasn't been out there, it's been all Virginia. Cavaliers trying to add to it. Johnson in and out. Battle for the rebound, and that's last off Brown for Virginia. It is very evident watching Jillian Brown play for the Cavaliers how important she is to every phase of the game. Just like Thule is for Campbell as she's checked back in.
Lots of minutes for Brown, and I think coming from a new program or a different program, there's a lot that she said she's had to get used to and had to learn. And she's just been doing that everywhere she's at on the court.
Swinya Nuremberg all the way to the basket, and finally, mercifully, for the first time in nearly 7 minutes, Campbell has scored.
Yeah, Nuremberg has had a quiet second half. Only had 3 points so far. Now it's 5.
Now Virginia turns it over, and Kymora Johnson commits the foul at mid-court, her 3rd personal. So Virginia did its best to try and flip the score. Was trailing by 6 at halftime, now leads by 5, but Campbell has taken the lid back off the basket here with 11 minutes left to play. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Nuremberg, the grad student, to Thule, the 6th year in the program for Thule, into Azuma, who is fouled by McGee.
Yeah, they have to start playing a little bit smarter. McGee, first foul, but Kymora has 3 now that she's going to have to be smart about heading into this 4th quarter.
Cristobal Azuma is on the double-double now, but has been hit or miss quite literally at the free throw line. Now 2 for 7. Friday's ACC PM with Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum will get you ready for another full college football Saturday. That's Friday at 4 Eastern on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Azuma missing both. Taylor and Pack, a must-have for your ACC football weekend as the chase for the championship continues to heat up. Azuma's left 6 points at the free throw line today. Brown to the basket, was fouled by Audrey Fuller, and she seems surprised by the call.
Number 15, Audrey Fuller, that's her first personal foul.
Yeah, we always are when we think we're playing some good defense.
Jillian Brown shooting 2.
That's probably the toughest player to get by when you look at Campbell's defense. Audrey Fuller with tremendous athleticism. That is how she is so often used to try and shut down players like Jillian Brown, who with that free throw becomes Virginia's leading scorer today at 11 points. Now 12. Safe to say she has just grinded her way to 12 points in this game.
Oh, yeah, it's been tough. We talk about a defensive team in Campbell who is not going to make your job easy as an offensive player, and she really has had to grind it out. But I think it has started for her from the jump ball. I mean, she hasn't really had any or took many plays off.
Campbell will be able to hold for the last shot, starting its offense with 11 seconds left. Nuremberg pumps the three, drive into the left hand, bit of a wild drive, offensive foul, and it looked like it was a tough fall for Camryn Taylor.
Player control foul on 44, Jillian Nuremberg. That's her 4th personal foul.
Put her body on the line to draw the foul, and that's Nuremberg's 4th personal.
Yeah, I never like to go down on a charge that hard. Looked like her head might have just hit the floor.
Foul trouble has shifted from Virginia to Campbell as Camryn Taylor check out of the game real quick. Virginia has to go. 3 seconds. Johnson, Kymora Johnson to the basket, missed it. And that brings the third quarter to a close, but a massive third quarter for Virginia. Outscoring Campbell 20. Darius Rucker's wagon wheel bringing us into the 4th and JPJ. Virginia with a massive turnaround, a necessary turnaround, in its attempt to defend the home floor and keep an unbeaten streak in the non-conference going for Coach Mox now in her 2nd season. This has been a very impressive performance from Campbell. They've been dogged by turnovers, though. A season high already after just 3 quarters. Nguyen with the offensive rebound. And Virginia will reset in no particular hurry with the 7-point lead here. We've just started the 4th quarter. Nguyen, sharp pass, too sharp. Turnover, but nearly given back. It is given back by Campbell.
And that just goes to show you the tenacity that Virginia is playing with. Clarkson didn't let go of that play. Even though Campbell had the ball, she was able to kind of push them out of bounds with the ball to get that next possession.
Quick inbound play and a bucket for Camryn Taylor. Good to see she is okay, stretching Virginia to its biggest lead of 9. Boone gets it back, turns it over. Stolen by Virginia. Johnson looking to run. Perhaps wisely slowing things down. This is a chance for Virginia to really pull away for good, it feels like. London Clarkson fakes right, goes left, and scores it. 55-44 Virginia.
Yeah, they're going from that flat or 4 across the free throw line play to the 4 out, 1 in, and it's really doing them justice right now. Switching it up on this Campbell defense.
Staves, bit of a desperate 3, battle for rebounds, and it's slashed off London Clarkson. Azuma still doing all she can to keep the Camels in this, but they need another 25-point quarter like they had in the 2nd if they hope to come back in this.
Yeah, they really did well with that inside-outside game early in this game where almost every play down, Azuma was touching the ball. That has changed in this 2nd half.
And another turnover for Campbell. It's Alexia Smith with the steal and a blow-by.
Turning their defense into offense. Like right out of Coach Mox's playbook.
That is the 17th and 18th point off of turnovers for Virginia there for Alexia Smith. 18-6 in that category over Campbell. Not only is Campbell turning the ball over, but Virginia has punished the Camels repeatedly. Taylor, another mid-range jumper, missed this one, but the rebound kicking around, and now it's Virginia getting the offensive boards. Alexia Smith is fouled by Shai Tooley.
Another offensive board going to Virginia. Campbell did a good job in that first half of competing with them on the boards, but Virginia has taken the lead of the battle of the boards, 34-32 now.
Virginia's actually out-rebounded Campbell 20-10 in the 2nd half. A huge difference from the 22-14 lead Campbell held at halftime, and Clarkson scores again. Virginia just doing everything right in the fourth quarter. APJ getting up to almost its loudest all night. 15-point lead. Staves. Shot clock running down, asked to shoot it. Air ball. Smith. Home run ball brought in by Johnson. How do you like that?
Kymora Johnson.
Come on, that pass was just impossible until Kymora Johnson was able to rally it in for an and one at the basket on the left-hand side. We have to take a look at this. Mid-air, perfect precision to her outside hand, and Kymora Johnson's able to sink it in. And that bench, they're hyped. They like that.
All the injured players over there at the end, Mayor McLean, Brunell, they're all fired up for their teammates. Virginia doing this without a couple of key players that are going to be coming back in the next couple of weeks. But a gutsy performance and a massive second half, even with that missed free throw. That miss is actually stunning. Virginia is now 17 of 19 at the free throw line, which is just an incredible afternoon. Inside 10 again on the shot clock. Is Jessica Woods kicking to the corner. Shot is blocked. Virginia's defense has been perfect in the fourth. Brown. Excitement in the drive here. Has Johnson. And of course it goes. Kymora Johnson. Virginia leads by 20.
The Cavaliers are unstoppable right now in this fourth quarter. Before, when they were looking at taking it to the basket, Jillian Brown, another block. 5'10" guard able to scoop it up.
Here she goes to the basket and can't convert. But it just feels like sometimes there's three Jillian Browns out there. Campbell's gone deep into its. She has. Campbell's gone deep into its bench to try and find something. Jessica Woods out there for the first time. That pass into the post, a turnover from Hadley Dill, who's also getting her first minutes in this game. As Coach Ronnie Fisher has said, well, I got to find somebody who can make a play and not turn the ball over. Things have flipped on their head. Campbell led this game by 6 at halftime.
It was around midway of that third quarter where JPJ just got rowdy. And it transferred over to the Cavaliers offense, and they have been on fire in this quarter.
One hand feeds the other. John Paul Jones Arena got behind the team, and then Virginia flipped the switch somewhere in that third quarter. And the switch has stayed flipped.
Oh, yeah, no, they haven't calmed down. 50% from the three-point line in this quarter, and 54 from the field for Virginia.
The second half has been a remarkable display. 35-9 Virginia in the second half, and Coach Ronnie Fisher just aghast at what he's seen from his team here in the second half. But Virginia has really well and truly.
Moving into our first home came with a lot of
I give you Shakespeare's next epic, A Tale of Two Halves, Campbell and Virginia. My goodness, what has Virginia done here in the second half?
I mean, it started with their defense closing up these wide open threes that Campbell was getting, and then offensively, they just attacked the basket, got in passing lanes, had some leak outs, and was able to knock a 1-3 down that really helped them in changing the momentum of the game.
Tooley trying to get the three on a set play, but it is blocked. The stifling defense still there. Campbell still in single digits in the second half. Up ahead, Taylor, and two more.
Virginia's not hesitating when they get into their half-court situations. If their transition basket isn't there, they're quickly getting into that rather than waiting and taking 2 to 3 seconds off the clock.
Taylor with 14 points in this game. Final 5 minutes as Virginia's seemingly put this one out of reach, stunningly put this one out of reach. Nuremberg, who is on 4 fouls, into a crowd. Vaughn tied it up. Tooley from the parking lot missed it, and the shot clock expires.
Shot clock violation, Cavalier basketball.
on-ball defense has certainly changed. The intensity for the guards for this Virginia team has just been pressuring the ball handler. When they pick it up and pass, they give them a little bit of a break, but if you have the ball in your hands on that defensive end, Virginia is coming for you.
Drive in on Dill and a foul. A missed 3 on the last possession for Campbell from Shai Tooley. And she's now 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. A 57% three-point shooter. Just has not been her day. She's contributed in other ways. She has 8 assists, but it's hard when one of your best scorers just can't find the mark. Still trying to get right from an injury. Just not at 100%, her coach told us, and that just has to be frustrating.
Yeah. I think she's definitely tried her best, and as a leader, she's been able to put other people in position to score, but it didn't last very long until this Virginia team got their stuff together.
Fouls on Paris Smith is her first, as Clarkson at the free throw line has been absolutely automatic, and that has not changed. Now 6 for 6 at the stripe. Not the only Cavalier that's having a perfect day there either. Fuller. Opportunity to get some playing time for Jessica Woods, the freshman. Now Dill. Dill with the elbow pull up, missed the shot. Taylor fighting for the rebound, got fouled.
Campbell foul, number 24, Paris Smith, her second personal foul.
Camryn Taylor, she found foul trouble early, but she's also found her game in the second half.
Yeah, she's been able to settle in. When she first came off the bench, she took a few quick shots. But as soon as she was able to see one get through the basket, it seemed like it settled her out and allowed for her to see other opportunities on the court, the high-low with London Clarkson.
Katie Polly's coming for Virginia, as we have an offensive foul on London Clarkson. Feels worth mentioning because it sounds absolutely insane the way Campbell was scoring the ball in the second quarter, but Campbell has not scored a point in the fourth quarter. Not one.
I was just going to say, Zealand, they seem a little bit timid on the offensive end, even running through their sets. Early in the fourth quarter, they were taking quick shots, and now they're running through their sets, and they are not looking as confident as they did in that first quarter.
Boone. Dill. Paris will put it up. And a long rebound. Fuller comes flying in. It comes kicking free to Smith, and she recollects. Now Fuller picked up her dribble, and Campbell Boone will take the 3 and missed it wildly. Camryn Taylor tied up Paris Smith, and that'll be the second foul on Paris Smith.
Campbell foul on 24, Paris Smith. That's her third, team's 5th.
Outside of obviously the tremendous crowd support that Virginia got in that third quarter to kind of inspire the turnaround, what was it that Virginia did tactically to shut down a Campbell team that was scoring so effectively?
Yeah, they limited those points in the paint. We saw Azuma go off in the first half, and in the third quarter, they just put a smarter emphasis, because it led them in the first quarter to those foul troubles. But in the second half, they put a smarter emphasis on going up and bodying up with her and not allowing her to have easy looks out to the shooters. And then Campbell just started missing a lot more shots. They're 7 of 25 from long range, 25 threes, that is.
Camryn Taylor now 6 for 6 at the line. Virginia has 3 different players that are 6 for 6 at the free throw line in this game. That is how you stretch a lead right there.
Yeah, those are some of those those intangibles that Coach Mox talks about. There's defense, there's rebounding, and the freebies that you get on that pinstripe. You have to knock them down, and they've been doing just that so far this season.
Big drive into Lauterbach, and I believe she's going to get called for the foul on Boone. 6'7" transfer from Kansas State. Now Boone will get a couple of free throws to try and finally put some points on the board. You saw it pop up in the bottom corner, but Campbell hasn't scored since 1:08 in the third quarter. Man, that lid is on tight. Boone with 4 points in this game, and finally Campbell has scored. If you look at the final score of this game, you wouldn't think there was much to take away from this game for Campbell, but there really is. They played better than Virginia for half a basketball.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just happened after the second half. And, you know, you can think that sometimes the lid is too tight on that basket for an entire game. But we've seen this team come out and knock down shots, specifically when they needed to, when Virginia was trying to close that gap. And in the second half, it's been all Virginia.
First 2 points of the game for Odessa Noyen the first year as another wayward shot comes from Campbell, kept alive. Collected by Dill. Open Woods. In and out. Another offensive rebound. This is some hard work from Audrey Fuller, and she gets the bucket for it. For Virginia, on the flip side of that, you played a first half where Campbell was beating you by 6 in your home gym. As we have a whistle, and honestly couldn't tell you what just happened, but 1:49 left in the game, and it'll be Campbell ball.
Also checking in for the Cavaliers, number 4, Taylor Cutter.
Yeah, this just seems to be an instance where, you know, if you're Campbell, we saw them pressing up here towards the end, where you have a no-quit mentality, where you continue to do what was a part of the agenda heading into the game, or you just sharpen it up a little bit. Get crisp and practice what it is that you want your identity to be.
I think Virginia might have gone a long way to finding that identity in the second half. Lauterbach gets the rebound. And coming off that travel, Yonta Vaughn try and continue to orchestrate. Showed some of her excellent passing in the early part of this game as well. Step back three for Katie Polley. Still trying to find her groove in college. A player that averaged 33 points per game in high school. The Virginia Cavaliers, thanks to that play by Yonta Vaughn and a whole lot more like it, are going to stay unbeaten against non-conference opponents in a stretch going back 2 years. And Coach Mox will stretch her second run at Virginia to 2-0. Campbell Camels, after a couple of wins, lose their second true road game of the season here against Virginia. But they have a whole new conference slate in the Coastal Athletic Association to look forward to. Move from the Big South. Surprisingly picked 10th in the conference. Another foul on Lauterbach down low. But this is a team under Coach Ronnie Fisher that could make some noise in the CAA. And it's always weird going to a new league, but they have an opportunity with this experienced group to make a run with that parity in the CAA. There's always an opening.
Certainly puts a chip on their shoulder, right? You're talking about a team that has done so well in one league and is moving over to another and doesn't feel like they might have gotten the respect that they have earned up until this point. However, it gives them an opportunity to prove folks wrong, and it always tastes better when you're able to prove a few people wrong on the way to the top.
There's Smith, goes 1 for 2 at the line, but Campbell's got the ball back. Finished third in the Big South last year, Campbell, after a year that was riddled with injuries, and that's why they got 10 of 11 players back, added some new pieces. And that's another foul on Lauterbach. She's just drawn the ire of the officials in the final minute or two.
Yeah, it looked like she had that arm bar on her player, but she extended that arm, which you don't often get called for, but at this point, back-to-back calls makes it a little bit more noticeable.
Their third personal. Been consequential, but Clarkson will come back in. Coach Mox using it as a teachable moment. And for Virginia, had a tremendous non-conference last year, but then struggled in the ACC. This is a team that's looking to take the next step to not just winning the non-conference games, but being able to beat teams in a very good conference. What did you see from this game today that might help them do that?
Yeah, it's the grind, not quitting. When things aren't going well, they have been going up against adversity with their head high and continuing to stay grounded and committed to the game plan coming in. I think that was very evident today. They weren't making all their shots. They were throwing the ball away early on. And the other team was hitting wide open shots, but they were able to correct that. And that's what it's all about.
A tremendous second half from Virginia, outscored